I'm Abiola Jackson. This is the Entertainment News and Celebrity Gossip TV for Monday, May the 19th. In entertainment news, well, Shamia Morton puts Drew Sidora on blast for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, Shamia Morton's defending her decision to film with Ralph Pittman, the estranged husband of Drew Sidora. And she basically threw some shade at her fellow castmates away. So she had a sit-down interview with Ralph and her former best friend, Portia Williams. They discussed Drew under the disguise of meeting up to talk about a podcast. So she revealed that she wanted a sit down in retaliation for Drew, repeatedly referring to her as Portia's lapdog. So we're gonna listen to this interview here. You'll see it right here. They have an interview here. You'll hear it here right now. Here's what she had to say. Just listen up, guys.
So you met with Ralph?
Why not? This is what this group does.
In
At
the
least I'm not
basement,
sleeping with him. And also, I wanted to get some tea.
A little bit.
Oh, yeah. What the hell are you doing in the basement?
When I first met Drew, I proposed to her at 3 months. I was married to her at 5 months. She was pregnant at 8 months. So I would say that I didn't really have an opportunity to really know her. But who she's becoming, I don't like.
Seeing as though, Drew got it out for me.
If you look up the definition of lapdog, I think you would see Shamia's picture.
Yeah. Let me figure out what's going on in your world. I honestly empathize with both sides. I'm like, he didn't really look that great when he was with Drew.
You were gone for 3 days. Stop.
You know what? I'm going to appease you.
Where were you?
Tampa.
However, I also know that Drew is a notorious liar. So I'm like, how much of this is fabricated? How much of this did she herself create? Like, what's really going on over here?
Shamia's never experienced me lying to her. I despise liars. So it's interesting to have this label, but I feel like it's just something that one of the girls said and everyone
But it ends up sticking. It ends up sticking, like the whole lapdog thing.
I feel like you have to get to know the person for yourself and not try to carry on someone else's because you think that's going to give you a moment or, you know what I mean? Like, I just want something to say, so I'm going to take what someone else said. I'd like you to bring me a real issue. Someone bring me a real issue and then we can address it.
Ultimately, like, Ralph was basically saying he had never cheated on Drew. The time he took into...
I agree here with Shamia. I don't believe Drew at all. I think she's capping. Something's off with Drew. I don't believe her. Something's off with Drew. She's hiding something. I don't know. I side with Shamia on this one. Drew, she's the math ain't mathing with Drew. Let's put it that way. The math ain't mathing. Something is a bit shady about her. Let's continue.
Example was for him to just center himself. Things were on a down spiral and he just needed time for himself. I'm just paraphrasing. But also, he was definitely adding more fuel to that Drew Ty thing.
God, I have 27 messages.
He was definitely
the basketball player?
He was like, Drew and Ty are a thing.
No.
They were together. It was very much proven. And he really stood 10 toes down on that.
Who filed?
I filed first.
And what was your reason for filing?
She had an affair with Ty.
Is that true, though?
Drew told me herself out of her own mouth.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like it was really a thing. I didn't realize that was like a...
You did, because it was all in the press.
I mean, I did, but I didn't.
I'm like, don't do that, because you be keeping up with the blogs, too.
I keep up with the blogs, baby, but it wasn't consistent enough for me to think it was like a real thing.
What I know now is it came from Ralph behind the scenes and partnered up with someone for them to post it and kind of put it out there.
Listen, Ty is that girl. But she might be that girl. She keeps a girl.
Ty is.
She keeps a fly one.
If you're gonna be with a woman, you wanna be with a Ty.
Of course. She likes a baddie.
And she got a bag.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I gotta side with Shimmy on this one. I gotta side with her, like I said. Too many flaws with Drew Sidora. A lot of flaws with Drew. A lot of flaws with her. Shamia, I gotta side with her. I don't trust Drew. Yeah, I just don't trust her. I'm very skeptical about her. Very skeptical about Drew. Very, very skeptical. So we're going to move on from that to some Nene Leakes talk. This is Nene Leakes. She's basically she basically reveals. Actually, hold on. Before we get to Nene Leakes, she addresses. We talked about this a few weeks ago. We did a video with Tamir Braxton when Tamir Braxton was on the show with she's on the Nene Leakes show. So before we talk about we have some more information on Nene Leakes, but before we get to that, we're going to talk about her having Tamir Braxton on the show last week. She talks about that, and she also goes into discussion about her makeup. People are complaining about her makeup and her wardrobe. So let you listen to that. This is courtesy of the Glock Topics. She'll address that right now on the Glock Topics. Here's Nene Leakes on this. She'll be discussing this right now. Let's hold on, guys.
Some of you guys' questions. What I've gotten from a lot of you guys is something's wrong with the makeup, something's wrong with the hair. Now you see me clear right here, right? So I'm struggling with that as well. So it is not the makeup. I just want to say that. I personally do not believe it's the makeup. I think it is the camera crew when they shoot it, the clarity of it or the HD of it is not clear. It's the coloring in there is not good. I don't know about cameras. That's not my thing. We hire a crew, and it's something that they are doing, in my opinion, because it should look clear like this, and you should be able to see the makeup just fine. Like you see your blush, you see your eyebrows, your hair. Like it's something about the way it's. I don't know if it's the way it's downloaded or the what. I don't know that part of it. So I'm working on that. In fact, if you guys know any great camera crews out there and great editors, please send me an email to booknini@gmail.com because I want to sit on camera and look just like how I'm looking. You know what I mean? I don't want to, it's not the look that we're giving. I mean, we bring great wardrobe, great hair, great makeup, and then, I'm not saying there's certain things on the makeup that might could change a little bit, but I don't believe it's the makeup. I don't like to wear a lot of makeup. I kind of like to be light on the makeup. You guys know I love my eyebrows, and I don't wear big lashes. Um, I don't wear eyeliner, as you can see, if you can see it. Um, right now, I don't even have on any lip gloss, but um, so there may be some things that we can do for camera to maybe pop it up a little more, but I don't think that it's the makeup. I think it's something else. So anyway, send me an email to booknini@gmail.com. BOOK.
Okay, so we're gonna go from that, and then she discusses. She was offered a job. Nene Leakes was offered a job on The Real, so we'll get into that. This is what she had to say about this.
I was asked to be on The Real. And this was in the beginning of the process of them casting. I think it was, I'm sure it was Tamar and the other girls, but I was asked to be one of the first girls when the show first originally started. I had the contract, and I ended up not doing The Real, and they ended up casting Lonnie Love. Y'all know y'all would have liked me first. I'm just kidding. I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I just did not do the Real. But Tamar ultimately did the Real, and I remember so well talking.
I wish they would have told me.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember talking to Tamar. I remember talking to you, and you said this to me, like they had casted all of you guys, and you were like, we're all going out to dinner. I believe all y'all went to like Mr. Chow.
Because Vince.
Yeah, y'all all went together to Mr. Chow to kind of like, just make sure that you guys were friends and sisters and you guys had the same vision and all that. You produced on there as well.
I did.
Wow.
I had a hand in creating the show. That's why I'm saying I wish they would have told me that because I wouldn't have cast Big Bad Cadillac.
I'm finna get ready to leave.
You probably would be in our 10th season by now. Thanks. Ain't that dumb?
Red, I can't stand your laugh.
And that's no shade.
So Tamar, Big Bad Cadillac. What happened?
How did that get so big?
I don't know. But what happened, Tamar? Because so when we say Big Bad Cadillac, who are we talking about?
The person you just named.
Oh, so Lonnie ended up being the person in the place of where I think that's what I think. I'm just assuming now. They came to me with the contract for the Real.
Can someone tell me why is Tamara Braxton wearing so much makeup? Oh my goodness. Jesus. She wearing so much damn makeup. Holy smokes. I didn't know her makeup was so heavy. Whew. Man. Wow. That's a gang of makeup on her, man. I knew she wore makeup, but I didn't know it was so much. God, man. I just wanted to point that out. I didn't realize it was that heavy when I look up close, but let's continue.
And then I ultimately did not do it.
I don't understand that.
Well, and when I go back,
Bravo not let you do it.
I think it was Lonnie. I could have been wrong, but you just put me on to something thinking like we had two big personalities. But I don't think because they knew you were coming from the jump.
They knew that. They built the show.
I always thought it was Lonnie. I always thought it was Lonnie.
Did she tell the people that
you and Vince pitched this? How did this go? How did this work?
So we was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. That's Vince's other place.
Yeah.
And I had a meeting with Telepictures.
Nice.
And they wanted to explore doing the Tamar Braxton talk show.
Okay.
And that's something, it's still a big dream of mine, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I had the Braxtons, I had Tamar and Vince, I had Love and War, and that was going crazy, right? Mm-hmm. And they was like, well, you're going to have to be here every day. And Vince was like, absolutely not. Nah. So let's build a show where there's people around her. So if she's out, that the show can carry on. Right. Mm-hmm. And we went from there, and we did we had a lot of what's the name of it, tests.
Yeah,
we had 2 days. I was big and pregnant too, where people would come in and out and do test shoots with me. And I met with Sally Ann Celcino, who's still a good friend of mine, and we came up with a lot of show ideas, and we created The Real.
Okay, so who came up with the name? Did they?
Sally Ann.
Okay, she came up with the name.
Yeah, but we pondered for like weeks, and she comes to The Real. It's like, oh, okay.
So when you're producing a show like The Real, do you have a say so in the casting, or you really?
I had a lot of say so. I casted Tamara, and I also casted Adrian.
Okay, nice.
And Sally Ann casted Jenny Ma, and I'm assuming she casted Big Bad Cadillac.
Yeah. Okay. So Big Bad Cadillac. I mean, not Big Bad Cadillac.
Big Bad Cadillac.
I said it wrong. I mean, so we're talking about Lonnie. I've actually done a lot of work with Lonnie. I recently did the Oscars with Lonnie. God. So I also had.
She had kitten heels on.
I had ladies.
Did she have kitten heels on?
I can't remember, but I did Ladies Night Out in comedy, and she was on that show as well.
Was she easy to work with?
I just hosted it, and Greg kind of like helped, yeah.
She wanted to go on last.
She went on last. Yeah, she closed the show, if I make no mistake. She did close the show. I actually hosted the show, so I went in between every artist. as the host, I brought each artist to the stage. So like working on Housewives, when I'm working with all of these different personalities, we don't always get along. How was it with the rest of the girls over at The Real?
Listen, let me tell you something. It's the craziest thing, and it was so heartbreaking. I know you remember at that time, because I used to call you every single day, a few times a day. I was heartbroken because those girls were like my sisters.
Yeah.
But thank God now, me and Tam are real close. Me and Adrian is real close. Her husband and I are real close. I have a good. I haven't seen Jean. I would like to though.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was out here in Atlanta for a while.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's Nene Leakes saying that she had a chance to get she was offered a job on The Real. I thought if she had taken it, she would have killed it. I thought she would have done well if she had taken that job. I wish she didn't decline it. I wish she had taken it, because she would have done an amazing job on the big black Cadillac. She would have done a nice job, and on The Real she would have done a good job. So we go from that to this here. As you guys can see here, the lady from Gossip, managing editor from Gossip, Denny Canada. So Denny Canada joined the Nene Leakes show. Basically, she discussed the possibility. I'm sure you guys have heard it by now, or you're not sure. But she discussed the possibility of Mia Thornton coming from the Real Housewives of Pontiac and joining the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Listen to this one. I don't know if you've heard this by now, but that's what they're saying. So listen up, guys. This is what she's saying. The managing editor of Gossip, Denny Canada. This is what she has to say.
Yeah. Speaking of scouting, someone who wants to get scouted is Mia Thornton from the Real Housewives of Potomac.
Okay.
Now, she moved to Atlanta. She quit Potomac.
Yeah.
And now she actually came out and said on Posted on the Corner with her man Ink that she would love to join Real Housewives of Atlanta. She said they have real friendships on there. She thinks she could get along with the group. She's been hanging with the ladies. Would you see her on there? Could you see that?
I don't know about the real friendships. Okay, we can rethink that one. But did she quit?
She did. She's done with Potomac. They've already started filming without her.
Did she quit?
She quit. That's what she said. That's what
probably.
She said. Yes.
Yeah, she probably quit. But
I caught that. I caught that. Yes.
Yeah, but I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
So I do know Mia from clips and things that's coming down social media, and I think she and I may have DM'd each other once or twice. Yeah, sure. I'm sure she'll make great housewives with the rest of these girls.
Yeah.
Just come on down here and just be messy. You should fit right on in.
Do you think the girls this season are messier than usual, or is this about the same mess as always on Atlanta?
I don't watch the show.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't watch the show, so I don't know if they're messier or what. But mess sells.
Mess sells.
So it works.
Mess sells.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for having me. This was really fun. You'll have to come back and play with us again.
Yeah, she's right about that. Mess does sell. Nene Leakes right about that. But Mia Thornton, that'll be very interesting if she came on the show from the Real Housewives of Pontiac to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Man, that'd be interesting. I would like to see that. This is just out of curiosity to see how that would go. That'd be really interesting. Her on that cast would be quite a dynamic situation at the Real Housewives of Atlanta. It'd be really dynamic. Be interesting to see. But nothing else to add to this. That's all the updates with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Nene Leakes, Tamir Braxton on there. Yeah, those are the updates. Shamia Morton putting Drew Sidora on blast. Again, hit the like and subscribe button. We're Entertainment News Celebrity Gossip TV. If you get any more information on this, we will definitely give you an update. Until next time, peace out.